Here we're going to dive into the terminal. We're going to install some tools which we'll need for data moshing, but which you can also use for plenty of other things. We're going to run this in the terminal. You find the terminal in your applications under utilities terminal. The terminal is basically an access to the command line interface of your computer. You can do everything you can do on your computer in the terminal, more or less. I think there's a separate tutorial for terminal basics. For now, we'll just focus on installing the tools. One of the first tools you will need to install is Xcode. Xcode is Apple's coding environment. There's a standalone application called Xcode to write code. But there's also a part of Xcode which is just command lines in the terminal. So I've already installed all this stuff, so you won't see it installed, but this particular one can take a lot of time. So you need a good internet connection and some time to have it download all the libraries and all the stuff. So the way you install it is by typing Xcode select and then two minuses, Xcode select space minus install. And as you can see, it's already installed for me, but for you, it should start up some dialog or something and download everything. You can check that it's been installed by starting Python, for example. Python is a programming language and software in your terminal. If you type Python, this should start Python like this. You can use Python as a calculator. There's a separate short tutorial about Python. That's how you leave Python. You might also have Python 3. Actually, I only have Python 3, so in this case, it starts that one anyway. If one doesn't work, try the other one. But you should have Python. Make sure that this works. If not, just get back to me. Now, the next thing we want to install is brew. To install brew, we'll open a web browser and you go to brew.sh, or you just Google brew. And brew is what they call the missing package manager. So brew is something that makes it very easy for you to install additional software in your terminal. So the terminal is this command line interface. You can navigate your Finder, your files. Here's a list of everything I have in my home directory. I can go to my desktop, for example. I can list everything that's on my desktop. All this stuff. These are files that are here on my desktop. But you also have apps. So you have apps like Python, which we just looked at, and other apps like ffmpeg, for example, which we'll install in a little bit. And to install these apps easily, you can use this thing called brew. It just makes it a lot easier. So to install Homebrew, you copy this whole line. You can copy it just by clicking here. You go back to the terminal, you paste it in here, and you hit enter. Now here it's going to ask for your password. This is the computer password. So you'll type in your computer password and you'll see that this little cursor here, it won't move. It's as if though you're not typing, but you're actually typing even though this isn't moving. So you type in your password and you hit enter. And it'll say it'll install all this stuff. Press return. Yeah, I'll just install it again. I already have it, but or actually, I want to install it, but you install it. So once you have brew, the website tells you how to install stuff. So wget, for example, is a binary, an application that allows you to download stuff from the internet in the terminal. So to install wget, you type brew install. wget. Try this out once you have brew. It'll do some stuff. So mine's already here and it's up to date. I could reinstall it, but I'm not going to reinstall it. What else do we need right now? Nothing in particular. Nothing in particular from here. So let's go on and install ffmpeg. Brew, install ffmpeg. This is going to take a little while. It's downloading all kind of stuff. Don't know why it's downloading on mine. Maybe mine's not up to date. So this is actually downloading a whole bunch of libraries, all the stuff you need to run ffmpeg. As it's doing this, we can go on the ffmpeg.org website. Yeah, it's still going. And ffmpeg is a software that allows you to edit, not to edit, but to work with video files and audio files, mostly video files. It's especially useful for converting stuff. If you want to convert a WAV file to an MP3 file or a MP4 file to whatever, you can do this with MPEG very easily in the terminal. You don't need open up any software or anything. You can just do it right in here. Let's see if it's here. It's done. Perfect. So it should be done on your computer too. And yeah, let's convert a file. ffmpeg. So the input file. So type -i for the input file. And I don't know, let's go look for a sound file. What do we have? Something short. Here we go. Okay, this is my input file. So I just dragged it in here, and this will give me the entire path. So it's in on my hard disk in the users folder, in the Robin folder. So here, look, let me show you. This is important. So here, this is my hard disk. So I go to the users folder, Robin, okay, library, so library is actually a hidden folder. Here, library, it's gray. Cloud storage, Dropbox, and underscore sounds, BBC Rave. Here we go. So I just drag this file in here and I get this whole path, and that's my input file. And now I just drag it in once more, and I just kind of change the ending of this file to the format I want. So let's call it AIFF, because I already have the WAV file. And here we go. Okay, now earlier we made a file, a screen recording. That should be on my desktop. Here, untitled sound, MP4. Let's change this file into an AVI file. So ffmpeg -i, drag it in a second time, and the second time we'll tell the format. So let's turn it to AVI. Converting. And here we go. AVI. Check if it's still working. Yeah. So that's that.